Hey, what is up, Colts Nation? I'm Josh Hudgens with the Common Colt Podcast. And if you haven't watched our show before, our goal is to have real takes with no clickbait and a little twist nowadays. I'm adding a 10-minute timer that you can see up there somewhere. Essentially, my attention span is terrible. I don't know. I got the TikTok brain. I don't know if anybody else has a TikTok brain, but my goal is to talk Colts football and get the point across in 10 minutes or less. I'm going to see how it goes. It may be better, maybe worse, but I just hate rambling on. I have key points I want to talk about, and then I want to move on. I have a busy day. You've got a busy day. So Colts preseason somehow is already here. This summer, I feel like flew by. And now here we are in August again. Preseason game on Thursday. Colts Ravens. Anthony Richardson is going to get the start. That's the big story. It was either or Anthony Richardson or Danny Dimes, and Richardson is going to get to go this week. It was announced by Shane Steichen, and then next preseason game, Danny Dimes is going to get the start. So they're saying that Anthony Richardson is going to get to play a quarter and a half, roughly. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays with that off season of training, with the competition and Daniel Jones, and see how he looks. For me, the play time is good, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit here, but I'm happy to hear that he's getting a quarter and a half. I think it's important that he gets to play with the starters, and I think it's important that he's getting that competition. I also think it's important that, like, the Colts aren't hiding anything on the offensive side of the ball. Like, they're actually running their offense, and Richardson's actually running plays that he would run in the regular season. I know that typically you wouldn't really want to do that in the preseason, but I think we actually need to see what Richardson is capable of. And to do that, you actually have to call some real plays. You have to call the read options. You have to call the RPOs. You have to call real passes. And I think that play time, yes, a quarter and a half is great, but it has to be real plays. It can't just be a gimmicky preseason offense. I want to see some more from the Colts than just the typical preseason style, which leads me to Danny Dimes. We've seen Joe Flacco last year in the preseason, and he looked pretty solid. He was getting the ball out super quick. He was getting it out on time against number twos and number threes often, and he looked pretty good. And I think a lot of people watched that and they were like, hey, we need to get Joe Flacco in the regular season because he looks so good. I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Jones looks somewhat similar. You would expect that, right? A veteran quarterback at this point. He's played a lot of football. And while he's still new in this offense, I think that he might look, when you think of getting the ball out in rhythm and on time, he might look a little bit better than AR. But if their stat lines are similar and AR is not making the mistakes, you think of just the boneheaded turnovers, boneheaded terrible throws that we've seen last season. If they're close enough, you've got to go with the guy with the higher upside. I think the only time Daniel Jones has a legit chance to start is if he just plays all out, amazing, perfect, and Anthony Richardson just flutters. I think that's the only way that we see Danny Dimes, a.k.a. Indiana Jones, wins this quarterback competition to start the season. Now, if Richardson struggles like he did last year, we have another big issue like at the tap-out gate. That could change quickly. But to me, in my opinion, I think we're going to, if it's close, if it's a toss-up, the Colts have to go with the guy they invested their first-round draft pick in and the guy with the higher potential. It just makes sense. Which moves me on to my next topic here, which is the mindset the Colts have to have, in my opinion, with preseason moving forward until Richardson establishes himself as a quarterback. And I see this across the NFL, and I think it's a bit of a pandemic when it comes to rookie quarterbacks, young players, in fact, just not getting the play time that they need in the preseason. I know the preseason gets a lot of flack for being meaningless, but back in the day, rookie quarterbacks, first-year quarterbacks, even second-year quarterbacks got a lot of action in the preseason, and I legitimately think that makes a big difference, especially, again, not to beat the dead horse, everybody's heard it, but a player like Anthony Richardson who hasn't gotten a lot of snaps, like last year, the Colts really didn't play AR that much in the preseason, and I just find that as a fatal flaw. His rookie year, kind of same deal. he needs snaps. He needs to get in rhythm. He needs just to play games. And a preseason is a perfect time to do that because, first of all, he might be playing against second and third string guys. So he's going to gain confidence just playing against those guys. He's going to learn so much just getting game snaps, getting hit, avoiding hits, putting stuff on film for the coaches to actually develop him with. The whole mindset of not playing your young players for player safety reasons, I think is stunting growth of players. I don't think he should play all 4 quarters. But I remember even back in the early 2010s when Andrew Luck came to Indianapolis, he was getting some major snaps as a rookie, a very established rookie when it comes to play time in college football. Probably the most pro-ready quarterback we had seen since Peyton Manning. And he was getting more snaps than Anthony Richardson did as an unpolished prospect. So to me, that mindset needs to change, and I hope it changes in a big way this preseason. It seems like it might. But moving on to some other things to watch as we got 4 minutes left here in the show already. Wide receivers, I'm looking forward to stepping up and seeing who's going to make plays. A.D. Mitchell, he's made plays this preseason, this training camp I've been reading. I'm excited to see what A.D. Mitchell has to show. I think he has, even more so than Michael Pittman, even more so than Alec Pierce, the most number 1 wide receiver potential on this roster when it comes to route running. He showed some flashes last season. He had some drops. He had some issues. I get that. But I'm just saying, I haven't given up on A.D. Mitchell. It's a microwave world that we live in. You push the button for 30 seconds and you expect your popcorn to pop. I'm hoping that with better quarterback play, if we get that this year, A.D. Mitchell will be a guy to step up. And if him and AR can build some just rapport with each other, man, that would be so fun to see. You got a possession guy like a Michael Pittman. You have a Josh Downs slot wide receiver, good crisp route runner. You have your deep threat in Alec Pierce, and then A.D. Mitchell just to be your number 1 type of wide receiver. He has the potential, and I've always said it, potential is my least favorite word because it just means you haven't done it yet. So that's the wide receiver I'm hoping to see step up this preseason. Moving on to the player to watch outside of a quarterback position, right? Outside of Anthony Richardson, that's cheating. We got to watch Tyler Warren. I'm ready to watch Tyler Warren play football for the Colts. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I watched a lot of college football last year. I was thinking of putting Riley Leonard down just for the fun of it, but Tyler Warren was fun to watch over there at Penn State. I watched him up close in the college football playoff. That dude is a freak of nature. To have, they say a tight end is a quarterback's best friend. He plays physical. He is maybe going to be one of Anthony Richardson's favorite targets coming up the middle with Anthony Richardson's strong seam routes that he likes to throw to the tight ends very often. So that's going to be a guy I'm excited to watch, and just to see if the Colts do play more of a legitimate offense this preseason, how he'll look with Anthony Richardson. That might be a fun little tandem that we could see develop. And just honestly, as I look towards the predictions for the Colts, this game specifically, I don't care, throwing the score out. I'm predicting that Anthony Richardson has to have at least 1 passing touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown. If he could pull that off, he might have a chance to win the starting job and just quiet the haters quickly for this preseason anyway. I'm expecting an Anthony Richardson touchdown. I'm expecting to see a Tyler Warren catch early just to get the rookie, the jitters off of the rookie. Just a lot of confidence for both players there. In my opinion, Shane Steichen, my prediction is going to be that Shane Steichen is going to draw up some plays early in this preseason for Tyler Warren, for Anthony Richardson, for A.D. Mitchell, guys like that who could use the confidence. They're going to get the ball early. I don't really foresee Michael Pittman or even Alec Pierce or even Josh Downs getting as much action or as much touches in the preseason as much as those guys, because they need the confidence. They need to be built up. As we have 50 seconds left to go in this video, Colts fans, no matter what happens, win or loss, preseason obviously, no matter how good or bad Anthony Richardson looks, as Aaron Rodgers would say, love him or hate him, we got to relax. It's one game, good or bad. It's the first game. It's a preseason game. So I know it's a roller coaster. We've talked about that many times on the show with an unpolished prospect like Anthony Richardson when we got him on the team. Football in general is a roller coaster. It's an up and down ride. So no matter what happens, I think as fans, we just need to relax and just hope that the decision makers in Indianapolis are making the right decisions and believe in our team. I'm excited for this season to get going. Colts fans, I hope you are too, as we're kind of along for this ride. Is the Colts football is back. Colts versus Ravens this Thursday. That's my predictions. That's how I expect this thing to go. Hey, comment below if you have any thoughts on what you would like to see. Predictions, maybe stat line for Tyler Warren, for Anthony Richardson. I'm expecting some catches for Tyler Warren. I'm expecting some catches for our guy A.D. Mitchell and Anthony Richardson to get a touchdown or two. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you have a great day, and the Colts are back.